video, I'm going to once again take you inside my computer and inside my Ravelry account to show you different ways you can use Ravelry. And in this video, I'm going to show you how to use your Ravelry library, which is a very cool thing that is there working for you whether you're using it or not. It's crying out for you to notice it. It's a very cool thing. And I got the idea for this video because of a regular email I get from a lot of different people. They'll say something like, Stacy, I bought a sock pattern from you 2 months ago and my computer crashed since then and I no longer have the file, and can you send it to me again? And I don't mind sending them the file again, but chances are the pattern automatically saved in their Ravelry library. The pattern's just there waiting for them to download it again, print it again, whatever they want. It's in the cloud and they'll always have access to it. And if you're signed into your Ravelry account when you buy a pattern, a downloadable pattern or a downloadable book, an ebook, it'll automatically save in your library, be saved in your library, and it'll be right there for you. And I'll show you that when we get in there. But the thing that I am most excited about with the Ravelry library is when you're adding books and magazines. You can add an entire issue of a magazine. And a popular magazine like Interweave Knits like this, Ravelry knows, or someone's entered all the information about exactly what patterns are in this magazine. So when you enter this magazine, each pattern that's in this magazine is entered into your Ravelry library as a separate searchable thing. And if that's confusing to you, I'm going to show you how that works and what makes it so cool. And it's the same thing with your books. If you have pattern books, you can enter just the title of the book, you'll see it in there, and every single pattern that's in this book becomes a separate and searchable item in your library, which is really nice. I'm going to show you exactly how this works, but the way it makes it really nice is because if I have all of my magazines and books entered in my library and I want to knit socks, for example, a pair of socks for myself, instead of flipping through all of the binders of patterns I have in every magazine and every book, I just search for socks in my library in Ravelry, and all of the sock patterns that I own are all right in front of me and I can just pick whatever I want. It's so cool. Anyway, okay, I'm excited to show you. Let's take a look. I am here on my notebook page, and if I go down here to the left, there's my library link. And this will take me to my library. And I have not been that great in my life about adding stuff to my library, but these are the patterns that have automatically saved to my library when I bought the pattern. So the pattern's there in the cloud for me to re-download or print or whatever I want. I don't have to store it on my own hard drive on my computer. I have a few magazines in here. I have an ebook in here. I don't have any books, but I'm going to add one of those here. You'll see below some of the patterns there is a button that says Update Available. And anytime a designer puts out a newer version of the pattern, I get this little button that says Update Available. I can click on these and it'll automatically update, or I can click this button here to say to update them all at once. But I'm not going to do that right now. I'm going to click on Add Items to Library. I'm going to put in this book first, and it's called Knitting Vintage Socks by Nancy Bush, and there's the book right there. I'll select that. And there's my book for sure, same cover. So I add that to my library. And all of the patterns in that book are now in there. I'm going to click on Stop Adding Items and it'll take me back to my library. Now I'm going to show you how to work through the exact example I just gave you a minute ago, where I know I want to knit a pair of socks. I have some beautiful sock yarn in front of me, or I'm at the yarn store. I want to know what sock patterns I have that I can knit from. So I'm going to click up here on Search 127 Patterns. And what this does is it takes me into Ravelry Advanced Search, but not the global Ravelry Advanced Search. This is Advanced Search inside my own library. So I want to knit socks, so I'm going to scroll down here, and in category I'm going to click Accessories, Feet and Legs, and Socks, and All Socks, and the search results will reshuffle themselves to reflect what I've selected. I'm also going to select adult, because I have some kid socks coming up here and I want to knit socks for myself. So I've really narrowed it down, and I really haven't entered much into my library, but look at all these choices I have for sock patterns that I already own. I just pick the one that I want, click through, and I can find out all the information about what I need to knit these without going home and pulling the book off the shelf. I will need to go home and pull the book off the shelf to actually get to the pattern, but if I'm standing in the yarn shop and I want to know how many yards I need to knit these, boom, it's right there. I know I own the pattern. I know I need 591 yards of fingering weight yarn. I know that I can look at a lot of other people's projects. A lot of people have knit this successfully. It's all there. Okay, now I'm going to show you how to add a magazine to your library. So I'm going to hover over my notebook and some choices pop up. I'll scroll down and hit library. I'm going to click add items to my library so I can add a magazine. And I'll select Interweave Knits Spring 2013. And there it is. And I see this, I have this magazine, so I will add it to my library. I'll stop adding items. This is just one more thing I want to show you about when you add things to your library. I can click on this magazine, and if I'm home or not at home, I can see all the patterns that I have in this magazine by clicking on the 18 Patterns tab. And it gives me a window. I can click through to make these photos bigger, of course. It gives me a window showing me exactly every pattern that's in this issue of this magazine, which is very cool. I don't have to flip through every magazine to find something. It's all right there, and Ravelry will tell me exactly where to find it in my magazines. Well, that was kind of an intense trip through your Ravelry library. I hope you learned something, and I hope you'll start using your Ravelry library, especially knowing that it's already automatically saving things whether you knew it or not. Anyway, good luck.